Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing and football tips for Saturday the 7th of October. Well, it was nearly a very nice day apart from the last runner that ran an absolute dreadful race. It was rearing in the stalls, but it never ran any. It was beaten after 2 furlongs, so it would have been a very nice placed accumulator if we'd have got it up, but unfortunately we didn't. So let me get into Saturday. Well, I think it's a poor race. It's poor racing. So what I've gone for is I've ignored Newmarket because recently I've backed a couple of winners there, but I just can't get a feel for the track. It's a track that I've never been very lucky at. So I've gone for Redcar and Ascot. If there's any returns, I apologise if you're looking for Newcastle selections tonight. I'd look through and there were no selections, to be fair. So what I'm going to do, after the football, I'm going to have a look at the, come dinner time tomorrow, I'm going to have a look at the Wolverhampton card and there's loads of four-place races. So if we've got a return on the horse racing or football, horse racing, probably come round about 4 or 5 o'clock, I should be giving out a Wolverhampton bets. So let me get into the bets for Saturday. So I've had a 15 pence each way lucky 63. I've had 20 pence each way doubles and nothing else. So it's that. So that's the Ad Post football bet. You can see the forecast. So let me get into it. So how much did it come to? £24.90. So close to £25. Then we've had a £10 football bet. So basically it's £35. So it's a 50, like I said, it's 15 pence each way, lucky 63, 20 pence each way doubles. The first selection is Billy Roberts at 18 to 1 in the 10 past 2 at Redcar, paying 5 places instead of 3. This has been ridden by a female jockey I've never even heard of. I think her name's Stephanie something. But every time it runs, it always seems to be staying on. Look, you've only got to go to the Racing Post, and there's always some kind of outpaced, but then kept on. And then, so I personally think that if it can race in the first 6, I do believe it could sneak a place and then obviously stay on for a place. 18 to 1, in my opinion, in what's not a great race, is a decent price. Don't get me wrong, I know the horse is getting on a bit now, but I'm not too worried about that. It's still competitive. So let me just mention about Redcar. Well, the weather's clearly changing all the time. However, there was no rain in sight, and then I looked at the forecast, and there was some rain. And then the next minute, it all looks like it's missing Redcar, and then it looks like then they've had some rain because they had some rain Thursday as well. So there we've got Redcar. You can see the map marker there. Well, this is circling round. It's like it's deliberately avoiding Redcar. So I'm going to go up in 30-minute increments. So look at that. You've got quite heavy rain pretty much in the sea right next to Redcar, which is beside not too far from. So let's go back in time a bit. So there's some heavy showers nearby. Well, I know from looking at that, anything can happen because obviously it's coastal weather, but I've seen it forecast rain for Redcar and completely miss it, and I've seen the opposite as well. So I'm just going to fast forward in 30-minute increments. So you've got it like circling round, you've got it surrounding Redcar. I don't buy for 1 second that none of this is. Oh, here we go. 3 in the morning. Yep. I don't buy for 1 second that all this is going to avoid Redcar. I think at some point, we're talking 7 o'clock in the morning now, that Redcar is going to have a bit of rain. Well, it's currently good ground. I think, personally, if that's some rain, well, it's definitely not going to be any quicker than good. So I think they could go the far side. And I've been saying that for quite a while now, and it's always best when it rains on the day. Well, it'll be raining, I believe, possibly early hours Saturday morning. And if they do go to the far side, we have got the selections in our favour because I have prioritised horses for that side. So the second selection, after all that waffling, is Action Point, 8 to 1 in the 2:45 at Redcar. I believe they're paying first three. I think this is quite interesting because if they do go far side, the favourite is vulnerable, even though it's by far the best horse. The favourite, I can't remember, it's called Dragon Pulse or something, Dragon something. It's drawn 10 of what was 11, but now I think number 11 is a non-runner, or the stall 11 is a non-runner. So it's the widest of the lot. So if it's favouring the horse is drawn low, this horse is massively inconvenienced the favourite. So it's potentially beatable. Well, there's a number of horses that I like the look of. I'm actually going to go for Action Point by Archie Watson and Holly Doyle. I do also think, I can't remember what it's called now, I think it's called Marching something. The one trained by Andrew Balding, but it's ridden by David Allen, who's got very good course knowledge because he's not scared to jump straight to that far side rail, even if they don't follow him. So I think Action Point's got a chance, but I do think the favourite is vulnerable, and it's currently 4-9. The third selection is Escobar at 14-1 in the 3:35 at Ascot, paying 6 places instead of 4. Basically, it's pretty much drawn in the middle. This horse is. It's quite odd that the fact that it's the first time they've tried, I believe it to be a tongue strap and cheek pieces, because I was looking and it says TP1, so I was like, what, first time cheek pieces? I'm like, all right. So I looked further down. It actually had cheek pieces on years ago, and it's also had tongue strap on recently. But they're combining the two, so very interesting. A horse, I think it's age 9 that they're trying this. Have they tried it at home like I normally suggest? It wouldn't surprise me. So I'm expecting a better run from Escobar. Doesn't mean it'll win, doesn't mean a place, but I think it'll have a better run. I think it's well handicapped. The fourth selection is Young Fire at 20-1 in the 4:30 at Redcar, paying 6 places instead of 4. I think this one's drawn 8. It's in okay form. It's very well handicapped, and it's another one of those David O'Meara horses where they just pop up in these big handicaps. Same as Escobar, trained by David O'Meara. I think it's got a chance. It's drawn 8 of quite a few. I think it's 8 of 18 or 8 of 15. And it's got a decent chance. Very competitively marked. The 5th selection is Badri. In Badri at 12-1 in the 4:45 at Ascot, paying 5 places instead of 3. I've been watching this, and I think it's been running on ground that it absolutely hates. It should get round about good ground. There is no rain forecast for Ascot tomorrow, so it's hard to predict what the draw bias will be, if at all. But I think this horse has got a chance because they wouldn't send it all this way for nothing. I believe Judy Camacho's she's a northern lady, but I think she trains up north still as well. So it's a fair way to send this horse. She's been doing really well with the sprinters this year, with Significantly, which I've tipped a few times. Obviously you got that Group 1 one, and is it Shaquille, I think. And she had another one that ran okay in Significant's race. She is very dangerous with these sprinters, and Badri, I think, it's fairly well handicapped, and it's potentially going to get its ground, which is around about slightly either side of good, which will probably will be the better side of good. And finally, probably the best handicap horse of the lot, but one I've got question marks over because I can't work out whether they're prepping this one up for the all-weather. Last year, towards the back end of last year, like pretty much, I think it was actually December when it started running quite valuable or fairly valuable all-weather races. It didn't come anywhere in the first one, but I think it won the second one. Well, are they gearing it up for like an early campaign on the all-weather in like early December? So it's actually fit and ready rather than just running into form or getting fit from the first few runs like it did last year. However, it's that well handicapped, I can't ignore it. It's drawn lowish. So I think this one's drawn 8 or 6. So it's drawn lowish, but it does like to really either press the leaders or lead. Well, it's been running in much better quality handicaps than this one. So it's been forcing the pace. So I'm wondering if this could have too much pace from it and be very hard to catch, especially if it goes to what could be the favoured far side rail or not too far away from it. So those are the selections for the horse racing. Quickly onto the football. So all you need to know is £6 treble over 2.5 goals treble, £3 over 3.5 goals treble, and £1 over 4.5 goals treble. And here are your matches: Mansfield versus AFC Wimbledon, Crawley Town versus Wrexham, and Stockport versus Doncaster. So those are all your selections for, well, they could be all the selections for Saturday. If there's an okay return, probably, I don't know, let's say about a fiver or above come the final whistle of the football in the afternoon matches, then I shall be looking anyway at the Wolverhampton race card and hopefully provide some tips. They will be in this description or in the first comment or both of this video. I will not make a new video. There's no point. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.